right, so we watched a video that Kevin Morgan did the other day about a guy that changed the way he cut these totes up. Like, I've got totes everywhere, probably 100 of them, some stacked back there, and all of them stacked in the shed over there, out of the weather. Anyway, most of the time we cut the front of the totes out in a pattern like this to put firewood in, and it works pretty good. You know, you can reach in, grab the firewood. It's great for running it up to the house, to the boiler, etc. But when we try to dump it into that, we have a problem because the wood gets caught down here. You got to shake it. I can't flip the totes over in that truck like some people do in dump trailers. It's just too tall. So anyway, on the video, Kevin had a guy comment. He was considering getting a pair of rotating forks for the skid loader, which are great, but they're expensive and hard to find. So this guy says he cuts the front of the tote out, leaving this top piece for integrity of the cage, and then when he dumps it, the wood just slides right out. So I'm hoping that's the case. We're getting ready to fire up the antique Timberwolf and bust up all of that oak right there into this thing a couple of times. The one thing I did notice is there's a lip on the bottom right here, and I'm hoping that the wood is going to slide out of that pretty easy when I have it all the way up. But anyway, stay tuned, and we will see how it works. Okay, let's strap her and see if she'll go in. Okay, I got her strapped up. Hopefully the skid loader don't tip over picking it up that high, but here we go. Well, I think that worked out pretty well. The new tote cutout is going to be the way of the future for myself and for probably every YouTuber on here, except for one or two that have a different setup to dump wood. I think the way I'm going to do it here at the farm is I burn probably 30 to 45 totes a year to heat the house here at the farm. So I will leave the totes that I have already cut out the old way, set up like they are, fill them up, stack them in that back where the cows used to be on the concrete, and let them season. And then the new way I'm going to cut totes is the way I did in the video here, and I probably have 80 to 100 of those laying around that I need to process, get the bladders out and cut. And I will cut those the new way, load them, and then stick them around the farm to season. And then next year I can sell whatever I have in excess from my own personal heating wood. A couple of takeaways on today: when you cut the front out on these totes, I've noticed that on the bottom rung, all the way down by the floor, I couldn't get a sawzall in there. I had to use a grinder, a cutoff wheel, and there's a lip there that is above the bottom where you're going to cut, and it kicks a bunch of sparks back. So be careful if you're cutting those. I had glasses on, thank God, so I don't have to do another chainsaw to the face video. So all was well. And really make sure that the one on the top bar, when you cut them, you got to grind them down, because when I was loading, I'm a short guy, so I'm not, for the first half of it, I was leaning under that bar to stick the wood in. And if I wouldn't have cleaned the cuts off real good with a grinder, I would have ruined a couple of shirts, I can assure you. So that's all I have on making them. As far as unloading them, I think I need to make a quick disconnect with some kind of chain and a hook, or some kind of chain and a clasp for the totes that I can just tack weld onto the pallet forks, and that way I don't have to use the straps, because it wasn't a pain if you're loading a cord of wood up and you know you're going to be straight doing that. You can just leave one basket on the front of the machine, strapped in, loaded 3 or 4 times, dump it, and you're done. If you're moving totes around to dump that are already full, it's a different story. So I definitely need to get some chain and weld some kind of hooks on there for that, just to make it quicker. I'm always trying to improve the process around here. The thing that I did like, that I was surprised, I didn't think, when I got the mound in the dump truck up to the point where I couldn't tilt the basket really far down into the truck anymore, I could still, just kind of shake it and get the last little bit of firewood out of it without a whole lot of effort. So I didn't go up in there and like spread the load out. It just mounded up in the center, and so I could, even with 4 totes, I still had room. So that's encouraging. And anyway, I can't believe, after, like Kevin said in his video, after 8 years of people doing totes that way, one guy says, hey, do it this way, and it's going to be amazing. I know there's probably going to be at least one other video I know of coming out tomorrow probably about this. He kind of beat me to it, but anyway, I appreciate you watching. Sorry I haven't been filming a whole lot. I'm going to try to get back in the habit. I'm not a real good YouTuber because I always forget to take the camera. So anyway, thanks. Like, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, and I'll try to make some more videos of piddling around the farm. Thanks.